Good morning, everybody. Welcome to our Wednesday yoga class, our second day of our mindfulness week. So I'm Erin Donovan. I'm so excited to be here with y'all this morning. And today's practice is one of my favorites. It's called Detox Flow. And what that is a very specific practice where we're really focusing on building heat. So we're going to be moving quickly for a large part of the practice and stimulating the lymphatic system. So what that will do is help release that muscular tension and flush it out of the body by stimulating the lymphatic system. So you might notice that you get really warm with this practice. The other thing that you might notice is that you might get a weird taste in your mouth. I like to give you a heads up on that because sometimes people afterwards will ask me about that. And when your lymphatic system is stimulated and you're releasing the toxins from the muscles into the system, right? We want to stay hydrated to flush them out, but sometimes you can end up with a weird, almost like a metally taste in your mouth. So just wanted to give you that heads up. The other thing I just wanted to kind of just give a little information on is Detox Flow is a lot of twisting. So if you have any special conditions where twisting is not optimal for you, do something else. That it's always, right, that's yoga, is if something that we're doing is not working for you, take another pose, take a break, do what you need to do. Most importantly is that we want to help you de-stress and feel good. You will notice that this practice will leave you energized. You're going to feel fatigued because we're going to work hard, but you are going to feel energized and feel hopefully really good at the end of the day. So Detox Flow is typically a morning practice as opposed to a nighttime practice because we don't want to get overly stimulated in the evening with yoga because that can lead to insomnia. So the only prop that you're going to really need today is your mat. Obviously, if you need blocks to help elevate the floor up to you, you can always use that. I am going to recommend a sweat towel because, my friends, you're going to sweat. That's a good thing. Clean the pores, detox the body. You might also want to drink some water during it. So drink water if you need to, right? Whatever you need to, take a break as much as you need to. So let's get started. So we're going to start at the top of our mat in our mountain pose. Okay, so bring in the feet underneath the hips. We'll lift the shoulders up, back, and down. Soften the shoulders away from the ears. Open the palms and just begin to close your eyes. Beginning to bring the attention to the sound of your breath. Nice, long, slow, big, deep breaths in through your nose. Nice, long, slow, deep breaths out your nose or your mouth, right? Whatever works best for you. And to really think about your feet being trees, having those little roots dropping into the earth. Feeling very grounded, beginning to draw the belly in, but then lengthen the back of the body. Think about your tailbone extending down toward your heels. The most important thing is the breath. Just making sure that your breath is full and deep. And our breath is what guides the movements. So just making sure that as you're breathing and you're moving, don't rush the breath to match the movement. It's all good. Just making sure that you're breathing and move at your own pace, even if that means you need to stop. And we'll begin to bring the hands together, palms into the heart. And just breathing into that heart space. yourself love, appreciation, non-judgment. Honoring yourself for showing up for yourself today. That whatever movement your body allows you to do is beautiful. Just reminding yourself to meet yourself with love, even if you come to a place that's challenging. Because when we meet ourselves with love instead of judgment, that is how we grow. Taking one more big deep breath in, big deep breath out. One more time, big deep breath in, big deep breath out. And we open the eyes, draw our palms, roll the shoulders back. So we're going to begin with 3 sun salutation A, then we'll move into 3 sun salutation B. So for sun salutation A's, I'm going to teach the modified variation of that flow sequence. So that way, as we continue through class, if that's the one that works best for you, stick with that. If you want to take it up a notch because you're feeling awesome, right? When we go through B, we'll work on the full variation, but I just want to make sure that everybody's got a place that they can go if they need to. So again, relax the shoulders, nice and tall spine, press down firmly through the feet, take a big deep breath, reach the arms up, down, strong exhale, slowly fold in. Fingertips to the floor, front of the shins. Inhale, lengthen your spine, plant the palms, exhale, step back in for your plank, top of a push-up, again, knees can be up or down. Exhale, slowly lower to the earth, elbows hug in, unflip your toes, press down firmly into the top of the feet, into the hands. Inhale, don't squeeze your brain, open your heart, cobra pose. Exhale, slowly release, curl your toes. Inhale, press back to your plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, lift your hips up and back, downward facing dog. Right, so just to refresh, feet are about hip distance apart, hands are about shoulder width apart. We want to make sure that the palms are fully square. Shoulders roll away from the ears, lengthening out of the spine. So think about shoulders moving away from the hands, hips moving away from the shoulders, and then the heels energetically pressing down. Now, anytime if we get here and this is too much or you need a pause, right, drop the knees, unflip your toes, hips to heels, or child's pose. Anytime you need to. And take a nice big deep breath in, look to your hands, bend your knees, exhale, stepping it up, top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, gently fold, press into your feet. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up, arms reach. Exhale, hands to the heart. 2 more times. Inhale, squeeze up. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, lengthening your spine, plant your palms. Exhale, stepping back and lower. Again, elbows hug in. That's how we build our tricep strength. Unflip your toes. Inhale, open your heart, cobra. Exhale, slowly release, curl the toes. Inhale, plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. And 3 breaths here. And so you can alternate heels, you can bend knees, you can wiggle your hips, right? You can roll your shoulders around. Just make sure that your palms stay nice and firmly planted. And inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, stepping it up, top of your mat. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, gently fold, press into your feet. Inhale, roll all the way up, reaching up tall. Exhale, hands to your heart. Inhale, up. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, lengthening your spine, plant your palms. Exhale, step back to plank and lower. Roll the shoulders. Inhale, open your heart, cobra pose. Exhale, slowly release. So I want to show one more modification before we move into B, because if your back is sensitive, a lot of those back bends might fatigue your back quickly, and we want to be careful. Right? So instead of cobra, or when we go into B and we do up dog, you can also come into what's called Sphinx pose. So Sphinx pose takes the elbows underneath your shoulders, palms will be forward. You roll the shoulders back, and you just think about shining the heart forward. Right? So if that's still too much for you, you can always kind of move into more of a cactus arm, where the chest is just lifted ever so slightly. That'll take the lower back out of it and move more into the thoracic spine. Right, so again, I want you to have options, because as you move, you don't know what's going to happen. Right, you kind of have to see. Take the hands back under the shoulders. Curl your toes. In, press back to plank. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to your hands, bend the knees. Exhale, stepping it up. Top of the mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, gently fold. Press into your feet. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up. Reaching it up. Exhale, hands to the heart. Okay, moving into sun salutation B. Inhale, bend the knees, arms reach up, chair pose. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, plant your palms. Exhale, step back into plank. And you're going to lower about halfway, keeping the shoulders above your elbows. Unflip your toes. Remember, you can lower all the way down. Or inhale, open your heart. So you're up on the hands, taps of the feet. Upward facing dog, curl your toes. Exhale, we'll all make our way to downward facing dog. On your inhale, right leg is going to lift. Bend the knee, open your hip. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left foot spins out. So we're trying to move our hips towards the top of your mat. Inhale, straighten it up, warrior one. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale to your plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, open the heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right, building the heat, left side. Inhale, left leg lifts, bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, left foot forward, pivot that back foot. Inhale, sweeping it up, warrior one, press firmly through the feet. Exhale, release. Inhale, back to your plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, slowly lower, unflip your toes. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, 3 breaths here. You should start to be getting warm. I know I am. And I call Detox Flow the stress buster, because it just pulls that stress right out of those muscles. Right? If you have tension in the body, this is going to get it out. Inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, stepping it up, top of your mat, forward fold. Inhale, lengthening the spine. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, bend your knees, reverse the upper body up back to chair pose. Exhale, stand up tall, hands together, hands back at your heart. So that was 1. We have 2 more of those. Inhale, bend the knees, reaching up. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, plant your palms. Exhale, step back to plank and lower. Inhale, open your heart, upward dog. Exhale, downward dog. Inhale, right leg lifts, bend the knee, open your hip. Exhale, stepping it forward. Left foot pivots out. Inhale, sweeping it up, warrior one. Exhale, release. Inhale to your plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side. Inhale, left leg lifts, bend the knee, open your hip. Exhale, left foot forward, right foot pivots out. Inhale, sweep it up. Exhale, release. Inhale to your plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. And so then at any point, if you need a break, right, just go to child's pose. Most important thing is that you're moving in a way that you can really keep breathing. Because if you hold your breath, That's going to slow all of the body systems, right? So we want to keep that breath nice and long, slow and deep. You'll notice your heart rate is getting up. So our challenge is still breathing while our heart rate is getting up. Inhale, look to your hands, bend the knees. Exhale, stepping it up top of your mat and forward. Inhale, lengthen the spine. Exhale, gently folding. Inhale, bend your knees. Reverse the upper body up, belly is strong. Exhale, standing up, little reach out, hips comfy. Exhale, hands to the heart. All right, one more time. Inhale, bend the knees. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, lengthen your spine, plant your palms. Exhale, step back to plank and lower. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Right side, inhale, right leg lifts, bend the knee, open the hip, please. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left foot angles out. Inhale, sweeping it up, warrior one. Exhale, release. Inhale to your plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Left side, inhale. Left leg lifts, bend the knee, open the hip. Exhale, left foot steps forward, right foot spins out. Inhale, sweep it up, warrior one. Exhale, release. Inhale, back to your plank. Exhale, lower. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Again, 3 breaths. Right? And if you start finding that you're getting too warm, which truthfully can happen, exhale out your mouth. You're going to let some of that heat out when you breathe out of your mouth. Inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, stepping it up, top of your mat, open. Inhale, lengthen your spine. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, bend your knees, reverse the upper body up. Exhale, open your heart. Exhale, hands to your heart. And you just close your eyes again, just bring the attention back to the breath. Just recentering. You might notice that you're glistening, that your heart is beating quickly. You're taking one more big deep breath in. Exhale deeply. We'll release our arms. So now that we're all nice and toasty, we're going to move into a whole bunch of twists. Right, so starting with our chair twist. And so let's take a nice big deep breath in. Reach the arms up, pull the belly in. Exhale, sink the hips back, and we'll bring the hands to your heart. So a couple of important things here. We want to make sure that the kneecaps are level with one another, that your spine is long, so your tailbone is going to extend down. I don't want you to think towards the back of the room. I want you to think straight down, so you're getting a really good line of energy and really good length. Take one more big deep breath in here. Palms to the heart. Exhale, taking your left elbow towards the outside of your right knee. Okay. Taking your gaze down and then roll the shoulders back, chair twist. Okay. If this is too much for you, okay, lift your angle up. Okay. You can turn back to the center. Okay. You can also do what I call the letter K, which is going to take that left hand, karate chop it over that right leg, and then lift that right shoulder back, right arm extends. You can roll the shoulder back and bring the hand to the back of the hip. In this variation, you want to look where your heart is moving. Sorry, I talk with my hands all the time. Okay. So again, keeping the kneecaps level because it's easy for that one knee to pull forward and then you're moving from the hip. Right, so we want to move from the spine. Right, so being here, here, here. Now, if you're here, and this is just not enough for you today, if your elbow is really quite far outside of your legs, you can open up your wingspan. Okay, opening up the wingspan, you can look up, Again, you can look down or to the side. Remember, more movement doesn't mean better. It's all going to depend on you. You're taking 2 more nice big deep breaths. Now on your inhale, turn back to the center. Exhale, other side. And so taking that right elbow to the outside of that left knee. Again, making sure the kneecaps are level. And so again, if you're having a hard time on one side versus the other, take a higher angle. Right? It is totally fine to go one variation on one side and another variation on the other side. Right? You're not going to be lopsided tomorrow. Right? We have to meet our left and right side as independent entities, not identical twins. Right? So they might move totally different. Right? So again, wherever you need to be is great. Finding the breath, moving how your body moves. Now if you're in a wingspan, we'll bring the hands back to the heart. Take a big deep breath in, turn to the center. Exhale, gently fold. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, fold, plant your palms. Inhale, step back to your planks. Now we're flowing. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Now on your inhale, right leg is going to lift. Bend the knee, open your hip. As you exhale, right foot is going to step forward. Left knee is going to be up or down, high or low lunge. Always your choice. We did this pose on Monday. Right, taking that left hand underneath your left shoulder, right knee and ankle in a straight line. Take a big deep breath and start to circle that right arm around. Exhale, opening the belly towards your right thigh, lunge with twist. Again, if it's uncomfortable to have that top arm up, roll the shoulder back, hand to the hip. You can drop that bottom knee. On your inhale, slowly begin to release. Now this time as you exhale, we'll step to the top of your mat, gently fold. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, gently fold. Left foot's going to stay just where it is. Inhale, right foot steps back this time. So now we're leading with the left side. Left knee and ankle in a straight line, right knee up or down. Right hand underneath your shoulder for our lunge with twist. Inhale, circle your arm, roll the shoulder back, opening your heart, lunge and twist. It's squeezing that inner thigh toward your belly. Right, think about you're in a toaster. Squeeze in towards the center. Now your inhale, slowly begin to release. Exhale, this time back to downward facing dog. Inhale, rolling forward into your plank, top of a push-up. Exhale, we're going to lower all the way to the earth this time. Hands are towards the sides of your chest, elbows hug in. Inhale, open your heart, cobra. Exhale, slowly release. Curl the toes. Inhale, press back to your plank. Exhale, lift your hips, downward facing dog. Two more nice big deep breaths. Now on your inhale, we'll begin to lift your right leg up and then we open the hip. Exhale, right foot steps forward, left foot is going to spin out. Right, so we're going to lift to warrior two to go to triangle. Okay, so front knee and ankle in a straight line for this, front heel to back heel or front heel to back arch. Press firmly down through that right foot and make sure the pinky toes are pressing down. I'm sorry, the left foot. Taking that left hand. Inhale, windmill yourself up to warrior two. Straightening the legs, but make sure that the front knee stays soft, not locked. Inhale, sweeping the arms up. And as you exhale, take that left arm, gently drop it back. Right arm is going to reach up and over. So this is opening up the rib cage for, this is called reverse triangle. We're going to come into triangle from here, but I love to open the front of the body before we go into these types of poses. So as we inhale, very slowly begin to send yourself forward, reaching as far as you can. The tailbone gently pulls under, and then we'll float that right hand down, left shoulder rolls back, left arm extends. Triangle pose. And you can use your shin and help hold yourself up. You can use a block, right? You can take the hand to the floor. You can roll the shoulder back and bring the hand to the back of the hip. Right? You can look up. You can look down. You can look to the side. We just want to make sure there's no pressure in the shoulders. Right? So soft shoulders. Feet are active. Belly is engaged. Lift the corners of the mouth. Because life is too short to not smile. This feels so good after all that fast moving. Now on your inhale, we're going to begin to do what I call close the pose. So we're going to take that left hand, if it's down, if it's rolled back, inhale, reach it up. Now as we exhale, very slowly begin to release over that right leg. Put a bend in that left leg and then step your left foot in a few inches. We want to make sure that your foot is still firmly planted. And then begin to very gently press that right hip back so the left hip can come forward, right? So think of a scissor, we're kind of moving in that direction, right? If your hamstrings are super tight, bend into that right knee. It's going to make it a little more comfortable, right? So again, we worked on this one on Monday, right? So this is our pyramid pose. So you can stay right here if this just feels like the best part of your day so far. Okay, to go further into revolved triangle, we'll begin to inhale, lengthen your spine, taking that left hand underneath your left shoulder. Exhale, right shoulder rolls back, right arm extends. Revolved triangle. So then we're trying to gently send that right hip back so the left hip can gently move forward. This creates length and space all through the hips. All through your lower back. It stretches out your glutes like nobody's business. Take one really deep breath in. Exhale, slowly release. Inhale, lengthen your spine, bend into your into your right knee, and then exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. Okay, so we're not going to float in between this sequence because you're usually pretty crooked at that point. Okay, so on your inhale, begin to lift that left leg up, then open your hip, please. Exhale, left foot steps forward, right foot spins out. Roll the shoulders down, press firmly into the feet. Okay, think about what I said on Monday if you took class. A big yoga ball between your thighs, squeeze it in, so that way your inner thighs from the get-go are nice and engaged, right? We don't want to just use our glutes here. We want to use the legs, the glutes, the core, belly, belly, belly. Right? Roll the shoulders down, press into that right foot as you lift the right hand up. Right? Warrior two. Roll the shoulders back, straightening in through that left leg. Take a big deep breath in, arms reach up. Exhale, right arm drops back, left arm reaches up and over, reverse triangle. And opening up the whole left side of the body. And if you have a lot of tightness in through your psoas muscle, this is a wonderful way to open it up. Now on your inhale, come through the warrior two with the straight legs. Reach, 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 reach. That left arm forward as far as you can until you can go no further. And watch it, your hiney doesn't pull back. Right? Imagine a wall behind you that you're trying to press into it, but not with your butt. Think about the spine. And then we'll windmill that left hand down, right shoulder rolls back, right arm extends. And drawing the shoulders away from the ears, looking up, down and to the side, pressing firm through the feet. Belly is engaged. Soften the space between your eyebrows. In any variation, whether you need less, whether you want more, again, it's always up to you. Your practice is all about you. How do you feel in this exact moment in time? Don't worry about yesterday, don't worry about Monday, don't think about tomorrow. Be really, really present with what you're feeling right now. And if what you're thinking to yourself is, please stop talking, don't worry, we're coming out of this. Let's take a nice big deep breath in, reaching that right arm up. If it's not, exhale. Begin to slowly close your toes, soften into that left knee and the right knee. Step that right foot in. Again, enough that you can get your foot nice and flat. And then begin to turn the hips gently towards the tops of the mat. So that way that left hip moves back, right hip can move forward. And folding over the legs for pyramid pose. Again, same right here, if this is really, really working for you. Otherwise, we'll inhale, lengthen your spine. Right hand comes just about underneath that right shoulder, of course on a block. Left shoulder rolls back, left arm extends, both triangle. In any variation that works for you. Most importantly is just making sure that your breath is not getting compromised. On your inhale, very, very slowly beginning to release the hands. Exhale, folding over your left leg. Now on your inhale, begin to walk hand over hand towards the long side of your mat, coming into a standing wide straddle. Okay? So you can keep your feet where they are, you can heel toe your feet out and go wider. We're just going to simply start with just folding over the legs. Again, lengthening through the whole back of your body. Softening through the shoulders. I don't know if you all are sweating as much as I am, but there's a lot of detoxing going on right now. And it's a good thing, that's what we're here for. Now, if you want to stay here, stay right here. If you want to move to a twist with me, we'll begin to inhale, lengthen your spine. Take that right hand underneath your chin, and then as you exhale, press firmly into the feet. Roll that left shoulder back, left arm will extend. Straddle twist. And if your hips are tight, if your back is an issue, you can always bend into that right knee to give yourself some assistance in the twist. Right? Again, just always be careful with how much you're bending the knee, just making sure that the knee is moving in the direction with your foot. Okay, so we don't want to bend the knee too much here, just a little bit. On your inhale, coming back to the center, exhale, gently fold. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, folding here, taking that left hand underneath your left shoulder. Left hand underneath your chin. Inhale, roll that right shoulder back, right arm extends. Just be prepared. Sometimes I call the knee the elbow, or the hand the foot. It just, sometimes things just come out wrong. Okay, again, it's yoga. It's all good. You gotta giggle when you mess up. Life is too short to stress about stuff like that. You take one more big deep breath in. Exhale, slowly release. Gently fold. Now on your inhale, begin to lengthen your spine. Now as you exhale, we're gonna begin to walk hand over hand towards the top of your mat. And then step it back into downward facing dog. So again, rest if you need to, otherwise we're going to take another flow. We'll inhale, rolling forward into your plank top of push-up. Exhale, slowly lower. Inhale, open your heart. Exhale, downward facing dog. Inhale, look to the hands, bend the knees. Exhale, stepping it up to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthening your spine. Exhale, gently fold. Press into the feet. Inhale, roll the spine all the way up. Sweep the arms up. Exhale, hands to the heart. And we're going to begin to take your hands behind you and very lightly interlace your fingers. Right, so I want you to think when you're interlacing the fingers, right, have a little space between your hands. Don't smush your hands in together because that's going to put a lot of pressure on your wrists. Right, so especially if you are working on the computer a lot, right, your forearms might be pretty tight. Right, so keeping this really soft. Okay. If your shoulders are an issue for you, okay, take the hands to the forearms instead, or even hands to the wrist. Again, either of those are totally great. One thing I want you to think about with removing into chest expansion is removing from the shoulder blades, not from the chest. So your chest range of motion might not be huge, but you might be getting a lot of sensation in the back. So we're going to keep the feet a tiny bit wider than your hips. And again, taking your designated hand position that works for you. Press down firmly into the feet. Again, belly pulls in and then lengthening up the spine, but soften through the heart center. Take a big deep breath in and roll the shoulders back. I want you to think about a piece of paper. Bring that imaginary piece of paper between your shoulder blades and try to squeeze it in. So you're really feeling the opening straight across the front of the chest and through the shoulders. Right, so again, that might be enough for you. If it is, hang out there. Otherwise, our next step is to slowly release the arms, extending them down towards the floor, and keep the arms are straight, but keep the fingertips lightly squeezing in towards one another. Staying there. The last piece is to draw the heart up. Okay, so the most important thing here, other than breath, is to make sure that we're moving from the shoulder blades, right, not just popping the chest forward. Right? The rib cage moves, so it's easy to draw that heart open and flip ourselves into a back bend. Really specifically, bringing the shoulder blades together or towards one another, then drawing them down your back to open the front of the chest is totally different, and it feels very different. Right, so you breathe in here, looking up, or just looking in front. And you can stay standing or slowly begin to fold. Now, if you fold and the shoulders just crunch to your ears, right, maybe try halfway. And if that doesn't work, then come back up standing. Right? Any angle is totally great. What matters is how does it feel? Are you getting into your tight places? Are you flushing them out? Now, if you're folded, take a big deep breath and squeeze the belly in, press into the feet. Exhale, slowly release. Release the arms, roll the shoulders back. And so I'm going to turn and face you so you can see our side body bends. Right, so we're going to keep the feet still a little bit wider than your hips. Take a big deep breath and reach the arms up. As you exhale, the right arm is going to drop down, the left arm is going to reach up and over. Draw the shoulders away from the ears, so we're opening through that left side body. Again, you can keep your gaze forward or rotate and look down towards the right side. Press firmly into both feet. Pull the belly in, take a big deep breath and reach the arms up. Exhale, other side. Draw the shoulders back. So again, psoas muscle, QL muscle in your back. If your back gets really tight easily, side body bends are amazing. They're the one range of motion most people don't do. You know, you're not going to go into your kitchen pantry and reach for something like this. You know, we forward bend, we back bend a little bit, we'll twist. This is one spinal range of motion most people don't do. And if they do, it's probably not nearly enough. Take one more big deep breath and reaching up. Now we're going to take it one more time each direction because this is so good for us. Exhale, right hand drops, left arm reaches. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhale, other side. Inhale, reaching it up. Exhale, slowly fold. So we're going to hang in the fold for just a moment, taking the hands to your shins, to your ankles. You can go pointer finger, middle finger to the big toes if that works. If you just want to rest for a moment, grab your forearms and just hang. And bend your knees if you need to. Otherwise, wherever your hands are, inhale, begin to lengthen your spine. Exhale, slowly fold. Imagine extending the crown of the head towards the earth, pressing firmly into the feet. And then think about your tailbone. Gently lift the tailbone up towards the sky as that head gently extends down. Beginning to release your hands, press firmly into your feet. Inhale, roll your spine all the way up. Sweep your arms up. Exhale, right back down. Inhale, lengthen your spine, plant the palms. Exhale, step back to plank and lower. Inhale, cobra or upward dog. Exhale, downward facing dog. 3 breaths here. On your inhale, very, very slowly begin to draw the knees towards the earth. Unflip your toes, and then bring the hips to the heels, walking the arms as far forward as you can, coming into child's pose. Just a couple of breaths here. Just reconnecting to the breath if you've lost it. Again, that's not for a judgment, that's just for a gentle observation. Very, very slowly as you begin your inhale, begin to walk the hands in, and as you exhale, rolling the spine up. So before we move onto your back, our last back bending pose is a moving pose, and it's called the Namaste. And what this pose signifies is it's bowing. So, and it's a sign of respect. So if you know anything about, Asian cultures, Eastern cultures, one thing that's really, really practiced is the idea of when you're greeting is a gentle bow, right? And that's something that thankfully is still practiced today in so many places. So when we practice this in yoga, who we're bowing to is actually ourselves. It's honoring yourselves, it's thanking yourselves for who you are, for showing up for yourself, for loving yourself, for taking care of yourself. So this to me is such a beautiful pose, and it feels really great too. So if being on your knees is not something that's appropriate for you, you can do this one instead. I'm going to show you the modified first from just a cross-legged pose. Okay, so this will be the modified, where you'll inhale, you'll reach up, and you'll exhale, and you'll take a fold, right? So again, here's your bow. You'll walk your hands in towards your legs, use the hands to help you. You'll inhale, come back up, exhale, breathe back. So again, you're just using your hands to help you lift your spine. So again, if you're feeling fatigued at this point, or your knees are an issue, or your hips are an issue, that's a great still back. So it's still great. And otherwise, if you're able to, we're going to sit on the shins. So in this pose, we sit on the feet, so you can bring a towel or a blanket or any kind of a prop underneath you if you need a little bit of height. Again, if it bothers your knees, take that first option. Okay. So there's 2 different ways to do this. First is to keep the hips down. So we'll inhale, swing the arms up, belly and strong. Exhale, slowly fold. So here the arms will stay out to the side, and we drop the head. Then we inhale, we reverse up. Exhale, come back down, right? So that's going to be your next option. Okay. Your final option is going to add length for the spine, where you're moving your body more. So we'll inhale, lift the hips up and reach back. Exhale, slowly fold. Inhale, come up and back. Exhale. Good, so again, any variation that is appropriate for you. We're going to take 3 more. Right, so again, working at your own pace. Right, your inhale carries you up. Your exhale takes you down. I love to do this one with my eyes closed. And we'll just do one more. And then we'll return to child's pose. Walking the hands forward. And your inhale, slowly begin to come up on the hands and knees. We're going to crisscross at your ankles and then gently begin to bring your bottom back. We'll bring your legs forward and we're going to come onto our backs. So I always will suggest scooch more towards the top of your mat so that way when you lie on back, you're still on your mat. Okay, so if you have your hair in a ponytail, you might want to move it or release it. And we're going to bend the knees coming into our bridge pose. So when we bend our knees, we want to bring our hands pretty much where we can reach our heels very, very gently. If you can't move your legs in that far, that's totally fine. Relax your shoulders down, belly draws in. Imagine a belt, and somebody's going to grab your belt buckle so the belly and then the inner thighs lead the way. Okay, so we said on Monday, imagine a thin yoga block between your thighs. You want to squeeze it in to get those inner thighs engaged. Okay, press into the feet. Again, lots of options here. First option is just to simply lift the hips up just a little bit. Again, if that's good for you, hang out and breathe. Just relax. You've worked so hard. Okay, your next option is to press into the feet and begin to lift the hips up a little bit more. Again, so the belly is leading the way. The inner thighs are engaging. Kneecaps are moving towards the top of your mat. And keep your neck in line with your spine, so we don't want to turn our head in the back bend. Okay, so you can stay here. You can roll your shoulders under, just like we did with that chest expansion. Bring the shoulder blades towards one another. Press into the feet. And then lengthen the spine a little more. Right? If that's too much, just release. Right? Wherever you are, though, I want you to think about ascending and descending energy. Right? So our ascending energy is the spine lengthening up. The descending energy is the spine lengthening down into the legs lengthening down, and then into the earth. So I don't know if that makes sense to you. When I heard that the first time from a friend of mine, I was like, that is brilliant. It makes perfect sense. But that's just me. Taking one more big deep breath in. Exhale, if the shoulders are working, let's open them up. And then rolling down from the top of the spine all the way down to the bottom. Pause here once the tailbone releases. It's very natural to want to throw the knees right into the chest, but we want to allow the spine to really release before we move again. Right, usually takes 2 to 3 breaths. And that is what I call a guesstimation. So we're going to begin to take the knees one at a time in towards your chest. Give yourself a really good squeeze. Gently rock side to side or forward and back, whatever feels best for you. And we'll open your arms out to the sides and just gently let the knees drop to the right. On your next inhale, slowly bring the knees back to the center. And then as you exhale, dropping the knees to the left. Inhale, slowly beginning to draw the knees back to the chest. We'll begin to release your floor. And then taking your time, we're going to begin to make your way into a comfortable seat that you can relax into. And that's totally up to you. You can stay on your back, you can lie on your side, you can sit, and whatever works best for you. But just take a moment and really just settle in. And working our way into the most important pose, which is our relaxation, our corpse pose, our resting pose. It's tempting, I think, when we're busy to skip relaxation because we might not realize how important it is. But it's incredibly important because this is where all the work that you've done, all the changes you've made, really absorbs into your body. This is where the stress continues to release. This is where you really connect to who you are. It's as tempting as it might be sometimes to skip relaxation. It's one of the best gifts you can give to yourself. It's just allowing the eyes to close gently. Just begin to bring the attention to the breath. Taking nice, long, slow, deep breaths in through your nose and exhaling out your nose or your mouth, whatever works best for you. Just with every exhale, just allowing your body to begin to melt a little bit more into the earth. Letting any stress just drain down your arms and your legs, and out your fingers and your toes. So that stressful energy gets drained out of you, absorbs into the earth, where it's renewed and becomes beautiful, pure energy. As you breathe in, breathing in love, peace, calm. And just exhale, just letting go of whatever you need to let go of. Allowing yourself just that idea of releasing what you don't need to carry. Just remembering that every day our job is to do our best. And our best will change from day to day. Sometimes our best changes from moment to moment, and that's okay. Just simply do your best every day. One more nice big deep breath in. Exhaling completely. Just beginning to bring the attention to the physical body. Beginning to bring slow and gentle wiggles to your fingers and your toes. Gently moving your arms and your legs. We'll slowly begin to bring the knees back into the chest. Gently rocking side to side or forward and back. Beginning to make your way back to a comfortable seat. Finding a nice long straight spine, palms together, thumbs into your heart. Take a nice big deep breath in through your nose. Exhaling out your mouth. Nice big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. One more time. Big deep breath in. Big deep breath out. Just gently reopening your eyes. Thank y'all so much for joining me today. Namaste. Thank you. Please let me know if you have any questions. If there's anything that you want to work on for Friday, please let me know. Otherwise, I will see you then. Have a great day.